Hello, how's it going? Here's what we've got at the moment. Just a little note. You may note that our player, when they walk, is able to fly out of the blocks, but to then sink in. I'm working on that. I know what it is, and I'm pretty sure I know how to fix it. But anyway, as I was saying, go ahead. In the last video, we had the enemies sort of do an attack animation. And at this point, we've actually got that having some real world consequences. So let me this is tricky. I'm gonna drop down on one of these. They're hiding from me now. Oop, okay, good, got it. So enemies can die, and also I can die. So that's how it ends for everyone, I guess. Okay, so what have I done? Well, for one thing, previously, a lot of this is just technical code stuff, but previously for the enemies, I had their update function just as one really big function. I split that out into parts, and that really helped to handle the if statement soup, the Boolean soup that I was talking about in the last video. Also, it becomes easier to simplify the code as the code becomes more complex. Funny enough. I mean, you can probably imagine why that is. It's because similarities between code sections pop up. So previously, I had a whole bunch of Boolean variables for each enemy. You know, a variable to say, is it attacking? Is it walking? Is it idle? Well, what I found was it was much easier to simply fetch all of the animation IDs for the given enemy and then check that against their current animation ID. It was a much easier way of problem solving. The code became much better. I also went ahead and added a health component to objects. So, you know, this monster here has an entry somewhere in a database with their ID and just the number 2, because their health is 2. Originally, the player had an entry in the database with the number 4. As the player got hurt, that corresponding number decreased until it was 0. When the number was 0, the entry was removed from the database, and the lack of presence of a corresponding health for the given player ID is an indicator that the player is dead. Now, what's happening with these animations for the death? Well, the death animation has a flag set to false as to whether to continue after the animation has run through. So when an animation is flagged as not to continue, then upon its completion, the animation component is actually fully removed. So the animation system is working for these monsters, not for these dead characters. Now, the really big game changer that I developed was a message queue. When the player is killed, we only want to switch them to the death animation once upon that event. We don't want to be doing that every frame. But with a message queue, this becomes much easier. A message queue, it can be as simple as just a vector of message structs, where each message structure has the object type, the event type, the action type, and a corresponding ID or something. And that's flushed out at every frame. But, I mean, there are more technical details there, but I probably won't go into them for now. But yeah, that is it. So that'll be it for today. Like I said, just a lot of technical stuff, but it is becoming a lot easier, maybe even fun to work with this code base. So all the best, and I will see you again soon. Bye.